Hello there. You're welcome to this week's episode on Women's Watch. My name is Abigail Husseini. This week on Women's Watch, we have an interesting topic for you. And our topic for this week is maintaining your health as a woman. Health is not merely the absence of disease or ill health, but a state of mental, physical, social, and psychological well-being. How do we maintain our health? Now, I have outlined 10 things we must do to keep our health in an optimum state. Number 1, avoid stress. Yes, our environment is full of stress. We go through stressful situations every day, but we can avoid those things that are avoidable. As a woman, we have a lot to do. Your work, your family, your children, and so many other things. But things that others can do for you, assign them to others to do for you. Things that can wait till later, you don't have to do them now, so that you don't put yourself unnecessarily under stress. Stress is in two forms. We have physical and psychological stress. Physical stress is the one I've just talked about, the things you do. How do you do your things? Organize your time. Organize your things. How do you do them so that you don't weigh you down? Then psychological stress. Avoid things that will stress you psychologically. Don't buy things that you cannot pay for immediately. Don't buy things that you cannot afford. Don't involve even in contributions that you cannot conveniently pay for. Those are the things that affect you psychologically and oppress you and stress you psychologically. Number 2, drink enough water. As a woman, we need about 2 liters of water every day. Every woman should take that amount of water. What does water do in our body? Number 1, it maintains our skin. It keeps our brain in an optimum situation. It lubricates our system. It helps in digestion. It helps in bowel movement so we don't get constipated. So water does a lot of things, especially on a hot day. You lose a lot of water through sweat because of your activity, and this water needs to be replaced. Yes, some women are so involved that they don't remember to drink water. The best thing to do is for you to carry about your water bottle, so that when you see the bottle, you remember that you need to take some water. And make sure every day you take at least 2 liters of water. You can take more on a dry day or on a very active day, because the more you sweat, the more your body calls for water. Number 3, have enough sleep. As a woman, you need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep in 24 hours. And this will help your body to recover from the stress of the previous day. So in everything we do, we must create our time to have these good hours of sleep so that our body can carry on. If you don't sleep enough, you can break down. If you don't sleep enough, you become psychologically stressed up. You become tensed up. You can become angry. You become depressed. So we need to create our time to have good hours of sleep, 7 to 8 hours in 24 hours. That's what we need as a woman to every day. Then eat well and eat right. When I say eat well, that you have to eat balanced diet. You don't have to rely on the same food every day because of the availability. Then you must eat 3 times a day, no matter how occupied you are. Especially, you must not miss breakfast, no matter how small it is. You must always take breakfast, so it keeps you through the day, so you'll be able to function properly. Then when I say eat right, I mean you eating the right thing. You must make sure you involve vegetable in your food. You don't eat the same food in the morning, in the afternoon. Especially the active women, they are fond of taking snack or eating in between meals. You take snack, you drink carbonated drink. Morning, in the afternoon, you are hungry again, you go. That's the wrong way to eat. You can eat the right food. Make sure you eat normal food 3 times a day, and you eat the right food involving vegetables and fruit in your meal. And also exercise regularly. Yes, this is one thing most women find difficult to do. Many women will say, because of my activity, I live in a story building. My kind of job, I exercise, I go about a lot, so I don't need any other exercise. You need to do a constructive exercise. Yes, if you don't have time. So when you talk of exercise, a lot of women think about going to the gym, paying extra money. You don't need all that. You can wake up in the morning, walk around your own house. That is an exercise. You can wake up in the morning, you stand in front of your own bed and jog. That is an exercise. Starting the day with an exercise is a good one, and that will keep your body in a healthy state. It will also help give you a good sleep. So for every woman, we must exercise. Don't just think that our activity, the things we do, the way we move around, the one we talk with children, the step we climb is enough for an exercise. We must create time for exercise so that we will live a healthy life. Also, you must have a regular checkup. Find time to do a regular checkup. Go check your blood pressure as often as possible. If you are hypertensive, it will do you a lot of good to check your blood pressure every day. But if you are not hypertensive, check your blood pressure as often as you can, so that you discover on time if there is anything coming up. Then you also check your blood sugar. If you are diabetic, you must check your blood sugar. You are expected to have the machine, so you check your blood sugar on your own every day. But if you are not diabetic, you have to check your blood sugar as regular as possible. So you already find that you know when this thing is coming up. But if you have a family history of diabetes or hypertension, you must do your checkup regularly. Also, as a woman, you must do a cervical screening. You go for a cervical screening to discover. What is cervical screening for? To discover an oncoming or an impending cervical cancer. It's the commonest cause of death in women. So as a woman, we must go out to check, to screen the cervix. Do a cervical screening as often as possible, at least twice in a year. Every woman after the age of 40 screens herself twice in a year. Any woman on hormonal contraceptive does the same thing. So it is better to discover this thing on time and find solution to it rather than waiting until the problem comes up before we think of what to do. Now, you also check your cholesterol level. High cholesterol is a pointer to a heart disease. So when it is discovered on time, you can be helped. You can help to start treating, so it doesn't get to the level where you come down with a heart problem before they discover that the cholesterol was sometime high. Also check creatinine level. Your urea and creatinine, those are pointers to the kidney. So as often as you check them, if there is anything, the level will show whether there is a problem coming on. And when you check this thing, you don't just collect the result and go home and sit down. You must show it to the doctor, so you'll be able to analyze to you whether you are well, whether there is a problem, whether there is something that needs to be done, whether you need to be helped. So these are all the things that some of the things that you need to do. Then also you must maintain a good hygiene as a woman. As a woman, you need to maintain a good hygiene. Keep your environment clean. Keep yourself clean. Take a bath in the morning and and at night. Also, brush your teeth in the morning and at night to prevent diseases. Then, as a woman, you don't repeat undies after taking a bath. So many women don't know, because the undies is looking clean. You think you can wear it back. Normally, when you wear an undie, whether you are healthy or not or whatever, there is a secretion which is normal, and this secretion, when you take out the undies, you keep that one aside, wash, iron before you wear it again. And also we must know that as a woman, whenever you go use the toilet and you need to wash, you don't wash from the front, you wash from the back. And if you need to wash the two parts, you wash the front first and wash the back, so you don't transfer disease from the back to the front. There are bacteria we call the normal flora. These normal flora survive wherever they are, and they are there normally without causing an illness. But once it is transferred from where they are originally to a place where they shouldn't be, they begin to cause diseases. So if you transfer bacteria from the anal area to the perineum or to the vulva, it will be a problem. It can cause disease there. That's why we say when you wash, You don't wash from the back to the front. So you don't transfer the normal flora in the anal region to infect the front. Then also, you try keep your weight down. Well, as a woman, you must always work on your weight. You don't just relax and say, my family, they are fat. If I don't get fat, this cloth does not get, I don't get fitting from some of the cloth. You wear things that is compliant with your size. So you must keep your weight down. Watch what you eat. Make sure that your weight is down. Because when your weight goes up and you allow it to go up, you are prone to diseases. Number one disease that you will suffer when you have too much of weight is hypertension, then type 2 diabetes, and also arthritis. Then some women will call and say, my weight is 80. Am I big? Is my weight too much? No, we don't say your weight is big because you are 80, because you are 90, or because you are 100. Your weight is big compared to your height. So every weight compared to the height, that is why we calculate weight by BMI. That's the body mass index. So a body mass index of less than 18.5 is underweight. A body mass index of from 25 to 29.9 is overweight. Anything after 30 is obesity. So if your BMI is going towards 30, you know that you are crossing towards danger. Then what is a normal BMI? From 18.5 to 25. So if anything after 25, you are crossing 25, you know that you have to do something to bring it down. A lot of people will say, okay, what is BMI? How do I calculate my BMI? You cannot calculate your BMI if you don't know your height. If you know your height, the formula for calculating your BMI is your weight in kg. Divide by your height times your height. That is, if your weight is 50, for example, and your height is 1.2 in meters, so that is 50 all over 1.5 times 1.5. Whatever you get, it is your BMI. When your result is getting close to 30, you are at risk. So you must work hard to keep your weight down so that you don't get yourself into trouble. Weight is not all about, is not what makes you feel beautiful, it's not what, but it is a risk. It is pointing you into danger when your weight is too much. So we must do whatever is within our power to keep our weight down. Another thing you must do, space your children very well. If you have children too often as a woman, you will be prone to diseases. When a woman that has, the normal age between children should be 2 years. A woman that had children too often may have problem in her subsequent pregnancy. She may have what we call postpartum hemorrhage. She may have problem while giving birth. She could even die as a result of that. And they are usually weak and anemic and all that. So it is good to space your children. Give yourself time to recover from one pregnancy before embarking on another pregnancy. If you don't do that, you are going to get into trouble. By the time your child is 6 months and you are getting pregnant again, your body has not recovered from the previous pregnancy. So working on another pregnancy will put you at risk. And then also, whenever you notice any ill health, whenever you have any complaint, report to the doctor so they can find out what it is and what to help you with. A lot of people will take prescription from their neighbors. And this is what my neighbor took when she had the same illness. This is the kind of drug the other person took. Don't take prescription from your neighbor, because the drug that is good for your neighbor, you don't even know what her diagnosis was before she was given that drug. Then you going ahead to take that drug, you are putting yourself at risk. The drug that is good for your neighbor may not be good for you. The disease that your neighbor suffered from when she was given that drug may not be the same. Even yourself, when they prescribe a drug for you and you keep it at home, you don't take it. When you get sick again, you don't have to go to the same drug. You have to go report again. If they now say the same drug is appropriate, then you can go on to take the same drug. So you move away or run away from self-medication. It is cheaper to go get over the counter, go and buy drug, cheap drug and take. But it is more dangerous to go over the counter and go and just get any drug and take for yourself. So That is all I have for you today on Women's Watch. Next week, we'll be reaching you with another interesting topic. My name is Abigail Husseini.